talk about Trey Lance. Does Trey Lance give the 49ers the best chance to make the playoffs?
I think he does. I think he gives the 49ers the element of surprise. No one is prepared for what they can do with him. They say he knows the offense. Let him run the offense. In the one start he had against Arizona, he was not running the 49ers offense. He was in some college spread offense that was not what they put him under center. Let him hand off. I think the holes will be bigger. Right now, when Jimmy Garoppolo hands off and does that little, bootleg to kind of fake like he might keep the ball, no one honors that. When he's in the gun and he does a handoff, no one thinks he's going to run. I think Trey Lance the running backs will go from averaging 4 yards a carry to 5 yards a carry. That'll make a big difference. He'll average 5 yards a carry, and then he'll give you the big play through the air, plus the ability to scramble. Jimmy Garoppolo is pretty accurate. I mean, his completion percentage is good, and he gives you those conversions on third down, but Lance will give you the big play. I want the big play. And right now, the only big play in the Niners offense is Debo. That's going to be there regardless of the quarterback. If you have Debo and Trey Lance in the backfield together, we haven't gotten to see that yet. I want to see that. That would be very hard to deal with. And then you just add on the potential for the play action. The play action is gone from this offense. They don't even do it anymore. Hardly. You could bring that back. I can live with some scattershot throws from Trey Lance because, frankly, Jimmy's scattershot too.
Yeah. I think last week, like I said, also on bench, I said Jimmy Garoppolo should start for the rest of the season. I feel like he gave us the best chance. But after what I saw on Sunday, yes, Trey Lance gives us the best chance to make the playoffs. You look at what Jimmy Garoppolo, he sucked throwing the football in Seattle, but the Niners like to run the football. And when the Niners like to run the football, whatever, 20, 25 times a game, can't Trey Lance also do that? Trey Lance
Anyone
can do
can hand off to Debo.
Yeah, you can hand it off to Debo. We could do all
Anyone
of
can
that.
do that.
He could do all of that, but then also you could do what Baltimore did a couple of years ago in Lamar Jackson's MVP season, where they would have that, QB would either take it or they would just hand it off to running back. And the Niners, when they went up against Baltimore, we just couldn't stop it because either it was a handoff to Mark Ingram or Lamar just used to take it and break people's ankles. Now, Trey Lance isn't as shifty or, as fast as Lamar Jackson, but he's still a mobile QB. And he can extend plays where Jimmy Garoppolo can't. We saw it when he took that safety where Jimmy Garoppolo, even if he just threw the ball away, I would be fine if Jimmy Garoppolo just threw the ball away like Brady does. Like when Brady, the pocket is collapsing, if there's nobody open, just throw it away. Just throw it away. Unless he runs, which isn't likely, but he'll just throw it away. Where with Jimmy Garoppolo, he'll take the sack and he'll get like all scared and he'll go up in a ball. I'm just like, just throw it away. What did you not see from Brady doing in his whole career when you were in New England? You should have taken that away and learned that from Brady. But he didn't. He just takes a sack in that safety where with Trey Lance, he can extend plays. He's a mobile QB, and the run game automatically improves when you plug in Trey Lance because a defense gets confused sometimes. Like, is Trey Lance taking it or is it going to the running back? And you can do that.
And real quick, I'm not sure how many teams that Jimmy Garoppolo can beat if Deebo Samuel isn't on the field. He's only missed one game, but they lost to Seattle. I'm not sure that Jimmy would have beaten Chicago a month ago without Deebo. So if it's all about Deebo and Jimmy Garoppolo, and the Jimmy Garoppolo contribution is just don't throw a pick. Like that's your job. Hand off to Deebo and don't throw a pick. I mean, really, I think, of course, Trey Lance gives him a better chance to win because I don't really see that Jimmy's helping very much. He gives you a couple throws on third down that are nice, but he also gives you a couple passes that are probably going to get picked. And the more he throws, the more likely you are to lose. So, hell yeah, give me a quarterback who can improve the run game and run some himself and give you the big play. I think it's an obvious calculation.
And not even mention, like, Jimmy Garoppolo throws over receivers' heads.
He's not even that accurate.
Over people's heads. No. Like, sometimes, like, even like that ball he threw to George Kittle, if that was a little bit quicker, George Kittle could probably take it at the house, but he kind of like lobbed it up in the air, kind of like a duck, and he threw it like a duck, and he lobbed it up in the air, and George had to like turn around and grab it. Otherwise, he could have probably taken that to the house if that was a proper pass.
Like, Amin, this week, Deebo Samuel probably shouldn't play against the Bengals. They'd be rushing him back. If he doesn't, are the Niners okay to just lose another game? No. Or are they going to do something different? I mean, I understand they don't want to like make a quarterback controversy, but you should be playing both quarterbacks at the minimum. I mean, the Niners might have beaten the Seahawks if they had gotten Trey Lance in the game. I mean, if you want to hand off the ball, if you call it's a run on first down, you know you want to hand off. You know you're averaging 2.5 yards a carry. Why not bring in Trey Lance to hand off and see how the defense reacts?
Yeah.
Just to see. Because as soon as Jimmy hands off, it's 10 on 11. He's not helping. If Trey hands off and fakes a bootleg, he might draw a defender with him.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Because like even when Jimmy get to, does a handoff, nobody's like, oh, Jimmy might run with this one. Let's watch Jimmy. No, they're like, okay, the Niners are running the football. They've done this almost 20 times a game. And like
also, when you call a zone read on 4th and 1 with Jimmy Garoppolo in the backfield, the defense is going to want Jimmy to keep the ball. As opposed to if Trey Lance in the backfield, they're going to want Trey to hand off the ball. It's going to be different.
That play also annoyed me on Sunday because I'm like, you have Trey Lance sitting on the bench who's faster, who could probably get that yard or two, but then you decide to run that with Jimmy G.
Yeah, it was 4th and 1 too. If Jimmy G's on the field, do the quarterback sneak. He's good at that. He gets like 2 yards a carry on quarterback sneak. What are you doing?
I think that's the only thing that
he's just trolling us with that. That's a troll.
That's the only thing he learned from Brady in his time in New England is the QB sneak.
He's good at that.
He's really good at that.
That and handoff.
And yes, and my biggest question is, do you think the Niners could have been 6-6 with Trey Lance in the beginning of the season if they started in the beginning of the season? Yeah. They could have been 6-6.
Yes. Again, because this is a run-first team, and he enhances the run game. He enhances the run game. It's like in basketball, if you're a three-point shooting team, he's a three-point shooter. Jimmy's over there setting screens, getting credit for people shooting. Jimmy doesn't shoot threes. Jimmy's not helping. It's a run-first team. Trey runs. Trey's a running threat. Jimmy's over there handing off, watching. It's 10 on 11 with Jimmy in the backfield watching. It's like he's the guy setting the screen in basketball. Yeah, someone has to do it, but anyone can do it.
Yep. I think the Niners could have been 6-6 with starting Trey Lance this entire season because the Niners, like you said, are a run-first football team. Mm-hmm. Where you look at Seattle for the last couple of seasons, obviously Seattle has been struggling this season, obviously with Russell Wilson and his injury. He would miss some time. And I don't know if he's 100% healthy with his finger. But if you look at Russell Wilson and the Seahawks the last couple of years, Russell Wilson was the reason they won football games. Because Russell Wilson made plays. His offensive line wasn't the greatest. His weapons were good. But the defense was horrible for Seattle for the last couple of years. I said that Bobby Wagner, even Jamal Adams was horrible in coverage last year. But Russell Wilson made plays, and the Seattle Seahawks, pretty much his entire time that he's been there, especially for the last couple of years, when the team hasn't been that good, Russell Wilson has found ways to win football games. He just has, using his arm. Where with Jimmy Garoppolo, can you really say Jimmy Garoppolo, without, let's say even this against Cincinnati, without Deebo Samuel, and let's say Elijah Mitchell and the run game isn't efficient and it's not, working, having 5 yards per carry, and it's not dominating like it was against Minnesota in the times that we had that 3-game win streak, and it's not working well and it's not effective, and Jimmy Garoppolo has to throw the football. You really have faith in Jimmy Garoppolo throwing the football and winning you a football game?
Everyone points to that New Orleans game 2 years ago. He did it in New Orleans. Right, he did. And since then, in games when he's had to throw more than 29 times, so 30 or more times, he's 2-6. There's a reason that everyone always points to that game because that's it. That's pretty much it.
Yep. I mean, that New Orleans game, Jimmy Garoppolo played a hell of a game, but I'm going to give props to Kyle Shanahan
2 years ago
on that one.
That was 2
years ago, but also Kyle Shanahan had an amazing game plan. The run game was booming that game, and then Jimmy Garoppolo, Kyle Shanahan had a great game plan coming into the game. We had some great plays in that game. Jimmy Garoppolo made the throws. I'm not going to take anything away from Jimmy Garoppolo, but that was number one. That was 2 years ago. I don't want to hear anything about the 2019 season anymore. 2019 was a season where the stars aligned for the Niners and everything worked out. And, the Niners made it to the Super Bowl. But did they win the Super Bowl? No, because Jimmy Garoppolo, obviously there was other factors like the defense and, Kyle not running the football. But Jimmy Garoppolo had an opportunity to make the throw to possibly win the Super Bowl. But what did he do? He overthrew it. Now, I'm not saying it's because of Jimmy we lost the Super Bowl, but did Jimmy Garoppolo have an opportunity to, win the game and, possibly win the Super Bowl? He did, but he blew it. So, yes, I definitely do think Trey Lance gives the 49ers the best chance to make the playoffs.